something to write. You're reaching for things your mind conceived. You want to more than the truth you'll ever need. But you cannot see, you cannot feel what's in front of you, what's really real. Heads turned away, trying to shut each other.
If you feel that you cannot make it, then you better get down to true grit. Those of us who've already made it, we feel that you can make it too. So come on, na 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 na, all your dreams never will come true.
Introducing Lorraine Hansberry.
It was summer, 1976. I was going into my senior year at Waltrip High School. God already knew that wasn't going to be pretty. After slow dragging and school skipping and shoplifting my way down a path of hell of destruction, there came a soft tap on my shoulder. We were just finishing up the summer theater workshop that I went to every summer since 10th grade. And Mr. Turner had suggested that I come to the Magnet School of Communications that was coming to MC that next year. Heck, it was my senior year. It was do or die for me, and I had sense enough to know that. Man, thank you, Mr. Turner, for that literal tap on the shoulder. It changed the course of my life. It changed me. My name is Lorraine Hansberry. I'm a writer. I suppose I think that the highest gift that man has is art. And I am audacious enough to think of myself as an artist. I graduated MC that year with a 4.0 average. National Forensic Society, degree of distinction. Was named Best Thespian. But my journey was far from being over. As a matter of fact, it had just begun. So yeah, Williams High Forensics was indeed groovy.
Yeah, but in truth, I should have been fucking committed. In a program designed to nurture, train, and develop those specific abilities, and here I am, afraid to commit and say my dreams aloud other than somebody than God. No, ma'am. Every time you did it. And majority of the time, I just hid my feelings from the world. And ultimately from myself.
It's Loudmouth's fault.
She's late.
No, she's not late. She's never around when the shit hits the fan. She sounds like she's the first one to speak, offering up advice, so she's the one we listen to. But she's never right. She's just the loudest. I didn't listen to that still small voice telling me, girl, get up. Don't trust him. Instead, I listened to that loudmouth who had been drowning us all out for the last 2 years, telling you that you weren't good enough to follow your dreams. Telling me, girl, if you want him back, this is what you gonna have to do. And you gonna have to do it tonight. You might not get another chance. Then there was his voice. I wouldn't mind having a little baby with you. This from the same man who wouldn't tell his mother his plans to marry me. But he was saying what I wanted to hear. So I listened. I heeded. I looked in that drawer one last time. Nothing. I bit my lip and slid between his sheets. You see, the love of my life and I had broken up almost 2 months earlier. Almost as soon as I had come home from college with wedding bells ringing in my ears. I came home, I enrolled in the University of Houston. I started working at the Chicken Shack to save money for my wedding. It was going to be the wedding of the century. That is, until I realized I was the only one still talking about marriage. I asked him if he had told his mother his plans to marry me. He said he hadn't. Those wedding bells started sounding a lot like alarms and sirens, so I wasn't having sex. I had actually become, what would you call it nowadays?
Celibate.
A stalker. I actually stalked this man. He never knew it though. Like this one time, I drove backwards down a one-way street in downtown Houston so he didn't see me driving past his job when he left the building. But you know me, always putting things into perspective. How dare he was 5 years older than me and had finally started to grow up. I couldn't hold a candle to his new friends. So who needed birth control? I never thought he would come around again. I never thought I would invite him to stay. I never thought I would be so willing to tempt Mother Nature. Lack of self-esteem is a serious bitch. I was 19 and pregnant. And nothing awakens a sleeping giant like having a mouth to feed. Having someone depending on you. Having someone look at you with their eyes full of trust and love, unconditional love, and wanting only that in return. Still, awakening is a process. It happens in steps and stages, and it doesn't matter that you're now a young mother, a young single mother. Life keeps moving. The process of awakening keeps happening. I stumbled. I faltered. I took advice from those I thought knew better than I second-guessed myself, my own instincts, my mother's intuition. The top of my closet was a library full of books and pamphlets on parenting, but there are just some things that only life experience can teach you. Even when you're just 19, you have a long way to go. I got a lot of things wrong. A lot. I got some things right.
And here I am, all these years later, still trying to get it right.
Really? That's what you're trying to do? Get it right? You know what? Let's burn the pile then. Yeah, no, let's burn the pile so you can start over and get it right.
That's not what I meant.
No, the pile. Let's have a bonfire, the pile, and everything responsible for it.
Hold on. Whoa.
That's not what I meant.
So we're responsible for this life? I don't care. I just want to go home. I just want to go home.
There's not going to be a fire. Wait. Just wait. Nobody's lighting anything up. And it's not an exorcism. This is me. All of this, I'm all in here. This is all me. And somewhere in here is a little note I wrote to myself years ago. I was sitting in the middle of my living room floor. And I just got to thinking about, all the strides I had made in my life, in my career. I had just moved to Dallas, and I was establishing myself as an actress, and I was dancing, and I was modeling, and I had just made so many accomplishments in a short period of time, and I was thinking about that, and I guess I woke up loudmouth, because then I got stuck in the what ifs. What if you had gone to the college you really wanted to go to? What if you had gone off to LA or New York like some of the other folks in the neighborhood did? And then I thought about my sister Kat. And I thought about how she encouraged me to follow my dream. And she had really been the only person to do that. I had a lot of heavy feelings about Kat. So I decided that if I just sit down and if I just write it all out, I would come to terms with it. Baby girl was gone to Houston for the summer, so I just wrote all night. And I had baked a strawberry cake. I ate strawberry cake for breakfast, for lunch, and dinner. I ate strawberry cake through the laughter. I ate strawberry cake through the tears. In a fetal position in the middle of the floor, begging my sister for forgiveness, I forgave myself. And I realized it was just the beginning. It was just the beginning. So I wrote on a little note to self, I believe the greatest gift that man has is art. And I am audacious enough to think of myself as an artist.
Okay.
Audacious. I was audacious. Audacious enough. So yeah, this is me. And I like me.
Okay.
I like who I've become. And all of this has made me who I've become and who I'm becoming. So yeah. We're home. This is home.
Until you've lived and you've been the places you've been, you have no idea where you're trying to go.
I think the play was excellent. It really makes you think. It really takes you back. If you've been through anything, you are connected to someone on that floor, or several of those people on that floor. I think the memes made the play even hit harder because it made the other part of your brain, this bit not being entertained, have to kick in and deal with what was actually happening instead of just seeing it as entertainment, if you know what I mean. So in that sense, I think that the memes brought home the play the more.
I love the play. I like that you kind of saw life stages, some that I've been through and some that I haven't, and how they can kind of influence and shape your life, and how you still have to, as you continue to grow through your journey, remember where you came from so you can see, everything happens for a reason. There's a reason for where you're headed. You might not necessarily know where that's going to be yet because you haven't been through everything yet, but you're headed somewhere. And I really like the memes because it really drives home, like, hey, this is the specific point of the stage of the story and really helps emphasize it.
My overall opinion on the play is that it was true to life, because I believe, and I was just speaking to one of my friends yesterday, that we were often stuck somewhere in life and we have to get past things so we can move on and get to the destiny that we should have, that is intended for us. But a lot of times we miss our destiny because we're stuck, as we just saw in the play, we're stuck somewhere and we just can't get past that. So I believe that I really enjoyed the play, and I think it was well written.
It's almost like you stuck between a rock and a hard spot. Which way you gonna go? You make your choice and you move on it.